Is this finally Manchester United's year? Ruben Amorim's bold confidence could change everything. Welcome to United News, your most trusted source for everything Manchester United. We are here to bring you the latest updates, deep analysis, and insider perspectives that matter most to United fans around the world. Whether you are looking for transfer news, match previews, or tactical breakdowns, United News is your go-to destination for reliable and engaging United content. Today, we dive deep into what could be the most important story of the new season. Picture this. Just 3 months ago, Manchester United fans were watching their team suffer through the worst Premier League campaign in over 50 years. The pain was real. The frustration was obvious. Many supporters questioned if better days would ever come back to Old Trafford. Fast forward to today, and something remarkable is happening. Manager Ruben Amorim is speaking with a confidence that has been missing for far too long. Could this finally be the turning point United fans have been desperately waiting for? The manager who admits his fears. Let's start with something that shocked many United supporters. Ruben Amorim recently made a confession that few managers would ever dare to make public. He admitted that during last season, he often went into games already knowing that his team would struggle. Think about that for a moment. The man in charge of one of the world's biggest football clubs was walking into matches expecting problems. This level of honesty is both refreshing and concerning. It shows us just how bad things really were behind the scenes at Old Trafford. When a manager loses faith in his own team's ability to compete, you know the situation has reached a critical point. But here's what makes this story interesting. Amorim didn't just admit the problem. He also explained why things have changed. What does it take for a manager to go from expecting failure to feeling genuinely confident? The answer lies in what happened during the summer transfer window and the work done on the training ground. The summer that changed everything. The summer will be remembered as a turning point for Manchester United. The club's owners finally backed their manager in the transfer market. This wasn't just about buying new players. It was also about moving out players who were not helping the team's progress. Amorim spoke clearly about how this support has changed his outlook. He said the backing he received in terms of both bringing players in and moving players out has completely shifted his mindset heading into the new season. When a manager feels supported by his club's leadership, it shows in everything he does. But what specific changes have made such a big difference? The answer goes beyond just new faces in the dressing room. New players, new energy. Manchester United has welcomed several exciting new signings this summer. Benjamin Sesko arrived from RB Leipzig and is already pushing for his debut. The young striker brings pace, power, and a hunger to prove himself at the highest level. Alongside him, players like Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo, and Diego Leon have joined the squad. Each of these players brings something different to the team. Cunha offers creativity and technical skill in the final third. Mbeumo provides pace and directness on the wing. Leon adds depth and competition in midfield areas. When you combine these new additions with the existing squad, you start to see why Amorim feels more optimistic. But it's not just about the players who arrived. Sometimes, success comes from moving out players who were not contributing positively to the team's culture and performance. The training ground revolution. Amorim has been very clear about one thing. His team is training harder and training better than they did last season. This might sound like typical manager speak, but there are signs that real changes have taken place at the club's Carrington training facility. The Portuguese coach explained that his players are now more prepared to cope with the demands of Premier League football. This preparation goes beyond just physical fitness. It includes mental sharpness, tactical understanding, and team chemistry. When players train with higher intensity and better focus, it creates a positive cycle. Better training leads to better performances. Better performances lead to more confidence. More confidence leads to even better training. This cycle can transform a team's entire season. Realistic expectations, big dreams. One of the most impressive aspects of Amorim's recent comments is his balance between ambition and realism. He wants Manchester United to return to European competition, but he also understands the challenges his team faces. The manager pointed out that many other Premier League teams have had more time to build their squads and develop their playing styles. Teams like Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool have been working with largely the same core groups for several seasons. United is still in the early stages of their rebuilding process. This realistic approach is actually a strength, not a weakness. When a manager sets achievable goals while maintaining high standards, it creates the right environment for steady improvement. Amorim wants his team to focus on one game at a time rather than getting distracted by long-term predictions. The Arsenal test. Manchester United's Premier League season opener against Arsenal represents the perfect test of Amorim's newfound confidence. Arsenal finished second in the Premier League last season and have maintained most of their key players. They are expected to challenge for the title again this year. This match will tell us a lot about whether United's summer changes have made a real difference. Can they compete with one of the league's best teams right from the start of the season? Will the new players integrate quickly enough to make an immediate impact? The timing of this fixture is both challenging and exciting. On one hand, United might not have had enough time to fully implement all their new ideas. On the other hand, there's nothing quite like a big match to bring out the best in players and test a manager's preparations. The Victor Gyökeres connection. One of the most interesting storylines heading into the Arsenal match involves Victor Gyökeres. The Swedish striker worked under Amorim at Sporting Lisbon and became one of Europe's most talked about forwards. There had been speculation about a possible reunion at Old Trafford, but Gyökeres instead joined Arsenal. Now, the student could face the teacher in what promises to be a fascinating tactical battle. Amorim knows Gyökeres' strengths and weaknesses better than most coaches. At the same time, Gyökeres understands how Amorim likes his teams to play. This personal connection adds an extra layer of intrigue to what is already a highly anticipated match. Will Amorim's knowledge of Gyökeres give United an advantage, or will the striker's familiarity with his former manager's methods help Arsenal? What has really changed? So what exactly is different about Manchester United heading into this new season? The changes go deeper than just new players and training methods. There seems to be a shift in the entire culture at the club. Last season, United often looked like a team that didn't believe in itself. Players seemed hesitant, unsure of their roles, and lacking in confidence during crucial moments. The body language on the pitch told a story of doubt and frustration. This season, early signs suggest a different mentality is taking hold. Amorim's confidence appears to be spreading to his players. When a manager truly believes in his team's abilities, that belief becomes contagious. The work done during preseason has also focused on building team chemistry. New players have had time to understand their teammates' movements and preferences. Existing players have adapted to new tactical systems and responsibilities. The bigger picture. Manchester United's struggles in recent years have been well documented. Multiple managers have tried and failed to restore the club to its former glory. Each appointment brought hope, but that hope often faded as results remained inconsistent. What makes Amorim's situation different? Perhaps it's the combination of realistic expectations, genuine backing from the club's leadership, and a clear understanding of what needs to be done. The Portuguese manager isn't promising immediate success, but he is confident that progress is being made. This approach might be exactly what United needs. Instead of grand promises about winning titles immediately, Amorim is focused on building solid foundations. Strong foundations are what allow teams to sustain success over multiple seasons. Fan expectations and reality. Manchester United supporters have endured years of disappointment. False dawns and broken promises have left many fans cautious about getting too excited. This caution is understandable given the club's recent history. However, there's something different about the current mood around Old Trafford. It's not the wild optimism that often precedes disappointment. Instead, it's a quiet confidence based on visible improvements in how the team operates. Fans are seeing changes in training intensity, transfer activity, and tactical preparation. These are concrete improvements that go beyond just hopeful thinking. When supporters can see real evidence of progress, their support becomes even stronger. The long road ahead. Amorim has been clear about one thing. Manchester United cannot change everything in just 4 weeks of preseason preparation. The rebuilding process will take time, and there will undoubtedly be setbacks along the way. This long-term thinking is actually encouraging. Quick fixes rarely work in football. Sustainable success requires patience, consistent work, and gradual improvement. Teams that try to change everything at once often end up changing nothing at all. United's approach this season seems more measured and thoughtful. Instead of promising instant results, the focus is on steady progress. This patient approach could be exactly what the club needs to get back to competing at the highest level. Key questions moving forward. As we approach the new Premier League season, several key questions will determine whether Amorim's confidence is justified. Can the new players integrate quickly into the team's playing style? Will the improved training methods translate into better match performances? Can United maintain consistency over a full season? These questions won't be answered immediately. It will take months of regular competition to truly evaluate whether the changes made this summer have been successful. However, early signs are more encouraging than they have been for several seasons. The real test will come when United faces adversity. Every team encounters difficult periods during a long season. How the team responds to setbacks will reveal whether the new mentality is genuine or just temporary optimism. What success looks like. For Manchester United this season, success might not be measured purely in trophies won. Given where the club has been in recent years, success could be defined by consistent performances, clear tactical improvement, and a return to European competition. Amorim seems to understand this. His comments about fighting to return to Europe show he has realistic targets. Getting back into the Champions League or Europa League would represent significant progress for a team that finished 15th last season. Building toward bigger achievements in future seasons might be more important than immediate glory. Sustainable progress often requires short-term patience in exchange for long-term success. The confidence factor. Perhaps the most significant change at Manchester United is the return of genuine confidence throughout the organization. From the manager to the players to the fans, there's a feeling that things are moving in the right direction. Confidence in football is everything. It affects how players make decisions, how they react to mistakes, and how they perform under pressure. When confidence is low, even talented players can look ordinary. When confidence is high, ordinary players can achieve extraordinary things. Amorim's honest admission about his previous doubts makes his current confidence even more meaningful. This isn't false bravado or empty optimism. It's genuine belief based on real improvements in how the team prepares and performs. Conclusion. A new chapter begins. As Manchester United prepares to begin another Premier League campaign, there's reason for cautious optimism among supporters. Ruben Amorim's increased confidence isn't just manager speak. It's backed by concrete changes in personnel, training methods, and team mentality. The journey back to the top won't be easy or quick. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt along the way. However, for the first time in recent memory, United seems to have a clear plan and the leadership to execute it. Whether this confidence translates into improved results remains to be seen. The Arsenal opener will provide our first real indication of how much progress has been made. But regardless of that single result, the foundations for future success appear to be taking shape. At Unite United News, we believe in providing you with honest analysis and reliable information about everything Manchester United. This season promises to be fascinating, and we'll be here to guide you through every development, every tactical change, and every significant moment. The question now isn't whether United will immediately return to their former glory. The question is whether they can take the next step forward in their rebuilding journey. Based on what we've seen so far, that next step looks more achievable than it has for quite some time. Stay connected with Unite United News for all your Manchester United coverage. We're your trusted partner in understanding what really matters at Old Trafford. Because when United succeeds, we all celebrate together. And when challenges arise, we face them together too. The new season is here. The confidence is building. The journey continues. Welcome to what could be a very special chapter in Manchester United's story.